Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. I'm tired of shit.
Hello friends and my lovely viewers, welcome back to the channel of prettiness. Today we will talk about the 5 things I wish I knew sooner when playing Elder Scrolls Online. I am sharing this information so that you do not have to make the same mistakes as me and potentially ruin your progress, gameplay, or your gaming experience in general. Let's dig right into this video by first talking about mistake number 1. In Elder Scrolls Online, or ESO as it's preferably called, there's a function to dodge roll. If you spam this function over and over again, you'll realize a massive depletion in stamina. This happens because a small debuff is placed upon you after using the dodge roll. The debuff is stackable and it takes time for it to pass. It's actually visible around the legs of our champion. Do you see the green lines? That is the mark telling us we currently have a stamina debuff. And if we keep spamming it, bigger chunks of our stamina will be eaten away and the green lines also become more visible. I know this isn't a major mistake and probably won't give permanent scars in our gameplay, but it surely affects the gaming experience. By taking our time between each dodge roll, we can prevent spending unfair amounts of stamina, and instead we can use the stamina on more important things in the game, such as fighting. That being said, let's move on to the second thing I wish I knew sooner. One thing a lot of new players are not aware about is that our equipment can break. And when this happens, we tend to look for a repair kit in, let's just say, the wrong place. We're unfamiliar with the maps, NPCs, and prices, and thus we may end up with merchants like this one. It is kinda like when you travel to a foreign country and end up getting scammed in a restaurant, hotel, or motel, or whatever it may be. You walk up to them and buy your necessities without even realizing you just paid double or triple the actual price. So, merchants like these are absolutely the worst, as they can take about 5 times the real price. Now, I would recommend keeping away from the merchants and rather finding a guild trader. These sell grand repair kits for way cheaper, and that is definitely more worth it. So, beware of in-game scams to save lots of gold in the long run. Now it is time for us to move on to point number 3. I'm actually guilty of this one, and I feel like quite a bit of you can relate. So, we start as new players, we level up by fighting monsters, we gain items as well as some really good equipment, then our bag gets full and we start deleting stuff in a rush. Next thing we know, our newly farmed equipment has also been deleted. And as we all know, there is no rewind button in ESO. But here is the trick. We can actually lock our items and equipment, which makes it impossible for us to accidentally delete them. Unless, of course, we unlock the equipment again. But it takes a little bit extra effort, and thus this method works as a safety pin. It also prevents you from accidentally selling it to a merchant or deconstructing it, since the item simply will not show up in the workbench or with an NPC while being locked. I would just like all of you to know about this trick early on so you do not make the same mistake as me, cause it really sucks, y'all. Next up, we have mistake number 4. I can assure you that all of us have been doing this mistake for a long time. It's about how we attack an enemy. Now, in ESO we have light attacks, heavy attacks, and a set of different skills we can use. A very common thing we happen to do is only use light attacks or only use skill attacks. But this actually leads you to dealing less damage than you possibly could, so it's very important to vary between light attacks and skill attacks. This is a method also known as light attack weaving. We press the normal attack button and then use a skill. Use normal attack again and launch the skill like this. Additionally, this method also ensures the reloading of your ultimate skill, cause it simply will not reload unless you use light attacks. Which is also a major reason to why light attacking is so important. There's also a way to launch this combination faster. If you time it just right, you can actually cut the animation of your light attack, giving more time to launch your skill. So yeah, with practice, this knowledge can help you deal more damage as well as save time. Time for the 5th and last thing I wish I knew sooner. Trust me, fixing this will save you so much time. If you go to the settings of the game and then tap on gameplay, there are a couple of settings to auto loot. The first one, which is called Consolidate Loot, will basically ensure you pick up all of the surrounding loot when you collect loot from one fallen enemy. So you do not have to walk around and manually pick up loot from each one of your enemies if there are multiple of them. As for the auto loot setting, it will automatically pick up all of the loot from the enemy you want to collect it from. This way, you do not have to tap on accept on each item one by one, but everything will be collected at once. Anyways, I would highly recommend checking out this gameplay setting in more depth, as some changes may improve your gaming experience. That all being said, these were the 5 things I wish I knew sooner in ESO. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, stay foxy, adios, bye!